Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday. Woo, it's Friday. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? I hope you're doing all well. I hope you're all doing good. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. Yesterday was a whole day of just kind of... Nothing is worse than like being sick, but not like actually being sick. Like you get that, it's like, it's kind of like how in the winter, I want snow on the ground. Like nothing is worse than the winter when it's just like cold, but no snow because everything's dead and brown. Being sick without like having like any overt symptoms kind of sucks. Like having a cough, yeah, but it's like, I'm gonna be sick. I want to be sick, which doesn't make sense because that's not what you want. But it's like, I don't know. I'm so glad to be home after nearly 2 weeks of work. Dude, nothing is better than coming back from a long trip and pooping in your own toilet and sleeping in your own bed. Hopefully not at the same time. But nothing is better than coming back from a long trip, pooping in your own toilet, sleeping in your own bed. Matt that gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciate it. Sick, so I can't install Jabberwocky on Mercury 1, so I feel like, yeah. Winter with snow suck. Well, just get good tires. Just have good tires and, you know, don't live in a place where there's no snow. Like, okay, let me rephrase that. If it's winter, I want to live in an area where if it does get cold, it gets cold enough that the city and the government spends enough money to have actual infrastructure in place to clear the snow off the road. There we go. Let me rephrase that. Because I know in like a lot of places in the States, you guys get like 2 centimeters of snow and everything shuts down. And your roads turn into ice rinks. Whereas up here, it's like, cool, just take sign the social contract, right? The social contract we have here, for those that don't know, in Southern Ontario, we will salt the crap out of our roads so that 12 hours after it snows, the roads are perfectly fine. The downside of that is, or the contractual obligation is, your car turns into a rust bucket at about 10 years old. So you got to buy a new car every 10 years, but you can drive it on the roads really nice in the winter. That's kind of our social contract we have here. Oh man. Okay, maybe I'm not feeling better. The throat is still, I've got like chest congestion. Feels weird. Up north, well, I live south of Detroit, so just look up Detroit if you want to know what the snow's like here. UK is so... Didn't you guys have like 3 engineers on like some car program where they tried to figure out, like, I remember watching, it was a documentary where 3 engineers from England, the brightest minds in the UK, they put their brains together and they figured out that you can take farm equipment during the winter when it's not being used for farming, and you can use it for snow removal. It was like some show, Gear Top or something like that. I can't remember. But it was an ingenious idea. Okay. So what are we doing today? Well, we're doing something I said I wasn't going to do on stream because I was going to do it off stream. But we're doing it on stream because content. We have a few things we got to do. Namely, we got to reinstall firmware on this printer, get it all up hunky-dory. We got the, okay, so that's the top of the screen. Okay, cool. So this is the top of the screen. Okay, so you come with me. So we're going to have to do some CAD work. And by CAD work, we're going to hackery butcher a file in Thingiverse, or not Thingiverse, and Prusa Slicer to make this work. Because we need to add this screen to this printer. Look, I even have the mobile camera set up today. We need to add this screen to the printer so we have a touch screen, because apparently from everyone I've talked to, having the VVD system without, or having an MMU or MMS system without a touchscreen kind of sucks. It's a little bit annoying. So we need to add a touchscreen to the printer. We need to reinstall all the firmware because we are way out of date. And when you're so far out of date, you can't just hit update all. You know you're out of date. And then we're gonna have to modify this screen holder because this screen holder is not the right screen holder. This is for like a BigTreeTech screen. It'll kind of work, but we're gonna have to do a little faffery to make it work a little bit better. So I'll temp mount it for now, and then we'll just modify the files to make it a little bit better. So we'll start off with the firmware. While that's getting done, we'll get the screen mounted. We'll get the firmware flash, we'll get the firmware installed, and then hopefully we can just kind of carry on into installing the VVD firmware. That, I hope, is kind of the workflow we're going to do today. But the first thing you're all going to do is link in the video description. You're going to enter for your chance to win some polymaker filament. Every stream, we give away a spool of polymaker filament. So if you want to win that spool of polymaker filament, you need to enter to win that spool of polymaker filament. So link in the video description, enter for your chance, go do this now. Do this now. Hopefully, the only thing I'm a little concerned about with this screen mount, I'm gonna have to put holes in it, I think. Actually, shoot, does this even... Oh, we might have a problem here. I might have to put, okay, so I'm gonna have to put a slot. I'm gonna have to put it like a little slot here for the ribbon cable, because that, I don't know, can that bend? Are you supposed to bend these? I don't think you're supposed to bend ribbon cables. Oh, that don't like that. Well, it's done. So this is gonna mount in here. Like that. Oh, I don't like that at all. Oh yeah, we definitely gotta put a slot in there. And then we're also gonna have to modify some stuff so that the buttons have clearance so I can actually get at the buttons. Okay, so let's do this in a row. If you only do it once or twice. Yeah, that's usually rule of thumb. Any sort of, anytime you're doing a, actually take this out for now. Anytime you're doing any bending a cable, you kind of don't want to do it repeatedly because you'll work hard in it. You will work hard in the cable, and if you work hard in the cable don't cable no more. Because all the magic pixies will escape. And you don't want the magic pixies escaping. If the magic pixies escape, it's done. You're done. You're done, Jim. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, let's go flash this thing. Let's flash this thing. Which means I gotta plug this into the computer back here because my extension cable don't work. Yar. Oh, that's where my other thing went. So what's everyone up to today? What is everyone up to today? What's all exciting? What's new and exciting for everyone today? Besides my freaking keyboard not working. What is going on here? Why does my keyboard want to not work? What is going on? Somehow this thing uses too much power somehow. Okay. This computer is cursed. Every time I plug in an SD card, my keyboard stops working. Seriously, keyboard stop working. I plug in SD card, keyboard stops working. Freaking Windows 98. Somebody get Bill Gates on the line. Actually, don't get Bill Gates on the line. Dude's in some shit right now. I don't want to be connected to that. Okay, well, let me see here. Where is this cable? Really? Okay, maybe try you. Try that. Okay, the light's on. Seriously, this is cursed. Somehow plugging in. Oh my God. How is plugging in? Okay, plug in you there. Maybe if I plug you in there. There. Maybe that'll work. There we go. Somehow that USB port on my computer can't power an SD card reader and my Keychron keyboard. The RGBs are too powerful. We have too much RGB in here and it's shorting out. things. There we go. Okay, now it's working. Okay. Raspberry Pi imager. Okay. I don't know what it is. This computer is cursed. I don't know. Having a computer out in the garage where like the temperatures fluctuate between like freezing and like 40 degrees Celsius in the summer is probably not a good idea, especially considering I just leave this computer on all the time. Like this computer is there a way to see uptime? Uptime. Is there a way to see uptime on your computer? Let's see. Oh, I gotta download the newest imager. 1 second. Task manager. Task manager performance. Desktop. Services, details, users. CPU tab, processes, performance. Uptime. 20 days, 13 hours, 14 minutes. And that's not even a lot, because really the only time are you installing? Yes. What was I gonna say? Next, accept, install. The only time this computer reboots is when like the power goes out or Windows decides, hey, I'm Windows, you're gonna update and restart now. So, launch Raspberry Pi imager. Got to reboot all the time. Okay, so, oh wow, this is all new. Okay, so we got a Raspberry Pi 3B in this. Next. I can't remember if we want 32. Let's pull up Chow. Let's pull up Chow. See what Chow recommends again. Chow. Chow. Pi OS Lite 32-bit. Is there any real difference between 32 and on this? Where's Lite? You want 30? Yeah. Where is OS Lite? There we go. OS Lite 32-bit. Next. Storage. There we go. Next. Oh, okay. Host name. We're just going to leave this. Okay. Pi. Capital city. We are not in Abu Dhabi. We are in Tirana. Where is Tirana? Show me Toronto. That's the easiest way to tell if somebody's not from. Really? You know what? We're in. Is Toronto not in here? Gee, Toronto. Taipei, Tbilisi, Tokyo. Really? I don't have option. Ottawa? Ottawa. There we go. We're in Ottawa. Time zone. There we go. Keyboard layout. Canada. Host name. Username. Chose a username. Pi. Raspberry. Raspberry. Next. Wi-Fi. Let's not leak my Wi-Fi info. Here, you guys can look at that while I... Oh, no. Wait 1 second. 1 second. Ah, there we go. Here we go. 64-bit. Yeah, I know. It's a compatibility thing, right? Oh. Let's see if I can actually set this up properly this time and have the Wi-Fi connect. Enable SSH. Okay. What is Raspberry Pi Connect? Don't know what that is. Don't need that. Okay. So there we go. Right. So there we go. So we are understand, erase, and right. There we go. So we're, there we go. Yeah. Cancel. There we go. There were some issues with 64. Yeah. The problem Windows. I'll be honest. Now that it's been like, I've been running Linux on the main desktop for like over a month now. It's been fine. It has been hunky-dory. Shit has been stable. I figured out what was wrong with my webcam when we streamed games, which we got to finish Control. I didn't do Control yesterday because I was just not feeling it. So maybe this weekend we'll finish Control if I got time to do a weekend stream during the day. Otherwise, we'll do Monday. But we figured out what the webcam issue was. It was just the webcam just didn't like running in 1080p. I dropped it to 720p and the webcam was fine. Computer's been super stable. Games that I'm playing, fine, no issues. Yeah, it's been good. It's been surprisingly good. So I can't really complain. And I don't have to deal with Microsoft being annoying. So, win-win, right? There we go. Okay, let's see. I really wish that this was a... If I gotta get another one, I will, but let's see. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have to modify this case, unfortunately. So what I have to do, I'm gonna tell you some numbers. You need to remember them. Okay. 8 millimeters. 21, 43, 75, 98. Don't forget any of those values. If we do, we're done. We can't continue. No, I'll do that later. Does this even line up? Oh, I gotta put heat sets in this anyways. Gotta put some heat sets in here. Put my heat set, plug my heat set gun in. And I'll just put 2 in for now, because this is just temporary. Because I'm going to reprint this. What I have to do, I have to modify this so that the screen, this is designed to fit, I think, the BigTreeTech HDMI 5 or the WaveShare 5-inch screen. And we're using a different thing with different mounts. So what I have to do is I have to modify the bottom surface here is too high, so the screen's gonna sit too high and won't sit flush, so I gotta drop that down, and then I have to put some standoffs because this screen only has 2 standoffs because the other bottom 2 are broken off. I'm assuming that's how it comes because we had to mount it a funky way. So we're having to do a little bit of that, and then I also have to put some access holes in here so that the I can get at the buttons if I need to button things for whatever reason. So is what it is, and what it is something we got to faff around with. So for my oh shoot, it helps if I turn that on. For my southerner US viewers, are you guys unburied out of the snow yet? Don't the Olympics start today? Winter Olympics. Ooh. Winter Olympics. Yeah, they start today. I just realized that. Is my chat... Wait. My chat's frozen. There we go. Yeah, Winter Olympics start today. Shit. Okay. Okay, so that's flashed. Okay, let's put this together now. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The Olympics start today. Super Bowl, yeah, the Super Bowl Sunday. And the prom is tomorrow. Opening ceremonies right now. Oh, shit. I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't matter until hockey starts with the Winter Olympics. But until then, I don't know. I'll be honest, I think it's because we don't watch TV anymore. I used to be like, I remember as a kid, the Olympics were a much bigger thing, which is funny because they spend more on the Olympics than ever in terms of advertising and licensing and all that. But like, I don't know. I feel like when I was a kid, I felt like the Olympics were a much bigger event. And now they just kind of, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it used to. I think it's because we don't watch TV. Because like as a kid, I remember when Olympics were on, you would just have the TV in your living room just on the whatever channel was playing the Olympics. And you would just leave it on all day. And you would just watch Olympic stuff all day. And I don't think like... So I don't know. It's almost never live. Yeah, that too. Like I think the Canadian channels air it live. Like you can go on like CBC, but I think the American channels like NBC or whoever airs it, they like wait until the end of the day and then they air an edited version of it, which kind of sucks for content. I don't know. Like, I just remember it being a much bigger thing when I was a kid. And now it's like, well, you know. I'll just, you know, catch the highlights or whatever. US coverage too focused, yeah. Well, I mean, it's American coverage, but American #1. So I don't know. Catch the highlights on YouTube. Can you even watch it on YouTube? Isn't there... The Olympics are like really... They're really anal about like... licensing and whatnot. Like, I know like some Twitch stream... Oh, I'm gonna have to get a longer cable. Shh. Will that fit? Dang it, I'm gonna have to find a longer cable. This ain't gonna work. Shit. I'm gonna have to find a longer ribbon cable. Which sucks, because I know I have some. I just don't know where they are. I can use a temp one for now. I'll just use the old one for now. Let me take this off. That's annoying. I'll just use the older cable. Yeah, I remember a Twitch streamer got in big trouble, like, because they tried to watch, they watched it for a little bit on their Twitch channel, and, like, they got, like, it didn't go well. Okay, so we'll use the original one here, which is way too long, but whatever. Okay, now I gotta bend you over. Because you need a 20-inch cable to go that far. I just want to get the screen on before we start putting software, because I need to make sure it all works, right? There we go. How many printers can you make out of all the spare parts I have? Not as much as I used to. I cleared out a lot of my spare inventory a little while ago of stuff. Like, I used to have, like, enough hot ends to build, like, probably a dozen tool heads for printers. But they were, like, you know, Triangle Labs V6s and, like, 20 different types of dragons. Like, old stuff. I still have, like, 2 mosquitoes, like, first-gen mosquitoes somewhere. There we go. I'm going to reprint this in red. It's black for now because I'm going to have to faff around with some stuff to make it work. And it's going to get reprinted anyway, so I just printed it in black for now. Okay, let's grab that SD card and get this movable feast underway. And hopefully I set the Wi-Fi up correctly this time. I also printed the inlets, so we can put those on as well at some point. Okay. So, power on. Let me do this. See what we can at least see the screen. Okay, the screen turned on, so I got the cables plugged in correctly. That's a start. Sure this cable's long enough? I mean, it has to go from here to here, so yeah, it's long enough. It's like the it's my printer's laryngeal nerve. Laryngeal nerve. Yes. Okay. This guy. This is the funniest nerve in the body. Okay, we're gonna go on a little tangent because this is a fun little fact for just one of those little tidbits just to put in your back pocket to pull out if you ever need to. So anytime, like, okay, I'm trying not to step on any feet, but the whole intelligent designer thing about humans and whatever, and you know, oh, boom, I'm gonna make animals. Cool, whatever. Back when you were a fish, there was a nerve that went from the fish brain to like something around the gills. I can't remember exactly what it was. Over time, that became your voice box, right? Your voice box. So the nerve that goes from your brain to your voice box goes all the way down around your heart and comes back up. Because back when we were fish, you know, way back in evolutionary terms, it was pretty much a straight shot line. There was like a vein that went around it or whatever. The problem is we eventually grew heads and necks and, you know, changed. We're not fish anymore. The problem is that nerve it can't jump the road. It can't just go from one side of the vein to the other side. So the nerve just got longer. So this nerve comes all the way down from your brain, goes around a ventricle around your heart, and then comes back up to your voice box. So even in a giraffe, it has to go like 18 feet all the way down to its abdomen and then come all the way back up just to go to the voice box. Because you can't redo the plumbing that way. It don't work that way. So there's a fun little tidbit about laryngeal nerve. It's one of the ways that we can determine how far back in evolutionary things branched off if that nerve does that weird sidetrack. It's like, yeah, we're going side quest. So it's one of those little fun things of evolution. Okay, so it's booting up. It's booting up. Hopefully we get some Wi-Fi. Starting modem manager.exe. Okay. So hopefully we get some Wi-Fi. So I want to tilt the printer up. Some didn't grow brains. Heyo! Speaking from the heart. Hey, I'm pretty sure that phrase speaking from the heart is older than that. But if you really think about it, it's technically true. Because whatever you're speaking has to go down around your heart and come back. So you technically are always speaking from the heart. It went on a side quest to get there. Anything know about QGL crashing printers on the mainest claim? Glitch 860. Glitch 860. There's a GIF for this. Tenor, let me go to tenor. Update Klipper. Okay, there's a GIF for this. Word of advice for all my Klipper aficionados. Don't update unless you need to. That has been like the longest rule of thumb thing with like custom 3D printers and Klipper and whatnot. Unless there's an update that you need, don't update. Because a lot of the time, especially with Klipper, a lot of the current updates for the most part are like, oh, we added support for this random MCU, or like, so hitting update really doesn't get you anything other than a chance of, hey, you're now beta testing a bug. So unless you really need to update Klipper, you're having some instability issues, or your hardware, you're having issues, or heck, in this case, we're so out of date, we can't even update. Don't push that update button, because if the printer is working before the update, it will continue to work after the update. So the update just can potentially throw a wrench in there. So, yeah. Also, this is funny because I love when people share this as like a gotcha to Voron. If you don't know what this was somebody testing 48-volt drivers way back in the day when they were brand new. And they were trying to see how fast they could go. And they had like, I want to say like a 50-watt power supply. They had way too little of a power supply because they just grabbed one they had on hand for 48 volts. And they totally overloaded the power supply by drawing way too much straw. So the printer was actually fine. All they did was they just turned it off, turned it back on, replaced the blown fuse, and the printer was fine. So that. And then this one, yeah, this is me. Somehow you guys have made a bunch of GIFs of me. Why? I don't know. That man is enjoying his ice cream. But some of you guys have decided to make a lot of GIFs. I don't know why. Anyways. Okay. Let's see. Are we online? Are we online? System info. Are we online? Are we online? LDO v2. Copy. Okay. I think we're online. Oh, remote host has changed. Oh, shoot. Okay, it's possible that. Okay, so I need to go to users. Oh, shit. I hate when the Windows does this. Okay. 1 second here. So this is that, contact your system, add correct key in that. So I need to go to C, users, burn, .ssh. So what you do is you just delete this shit. You just delete that shit. And then it'll be like, oh, it's a new key. And you're like, yep, new key. And we're in. I think I screwed up. It's pi at pi. Shit. Well, it's pi at pi. Whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay. Okay. I called it pi. So we're pi at pi. Isn't it normally like pi at raspberry or something? Or raspberry at pi? I can't remember. It's pi at pi. I'm very gifable. You can also delete the line number, for example. That would have been line 6. Yeah, you could do that. I just delete the whole thing. It's... Why? Counting. We don't count around here. We don't use them fancy numbers. That's government conspiracy shit. We don't use numbers. Numbers are the devil. Again, this piece of software called Everything by Void Tools. Very nice search utility. Tin hat time. The government. The numbers. The numbers, Mason. What do the numbers mean? That's the only Call of Duty Black Ops game I've ever played, was the first one. So the numbers, Mason. What do the numbers mean? Oh yeah, those Arabic numbers. They're out to get, they're poisoning our youth. And then they're filling our kids with the hydrogen monoxide. Have you seen the cool new crap they've added? I haven't played Helldivers 2 in a long time. I haven't played it since the game came out. I played it pretty hardcore for about 2 months, and then I got what I wanted out of it, and I kind of stopped playing. So I haven't played it since like 2 months after it came out. And I've seen, because I still follow the account, I think, on Twitter. So I've seen all the bot propaganda. Damn, they're clanker propaganda right now. I'm gonna go live up here on the stream. Okay, so perform action. We need to install. Let's install Klipper. One instance of Klipper. Yes. Now it's installing Klipper. What I'm actually, you want to know what's really sad? So Fallout 2 Season 2, or Fallout Season 2 just ended. Peak, absolute cinema. They did the thing with the guy from the New Vegas intro with the NCR trooper. It was amazing. The NCR Ranger, they remade that. Oh, it was awesome. Anyways, they announced they're making a Baldur's Gate series, specifically one based on Baldur's Gate 3. I am a huge fan of Baldur's Gate 3. I have beaten that game multiple times. I have almost 1,000 hours in that game. I fucking love that game. Nobody I know who really likes the game is happy they're making a series. Because one, it's the guy who's doing Last of Us it's HBO. It's the guy who's doing Last of Us as the director, or the producer, or the guy running the show. From what I understand, the first season of Last of Us was pretty good, but then second season of Last of Us was kind of, and it fell off a cliff, which makes sense because the Last of Us Part 2 sucked. It was a horrible story. I do not like the narrative of that story. I didn't like it. So the problem is they're making it, and they're like, this takes place after Baldur's Gate 3, but it takes place like it's in the universe of 3. And the problem is the game is so open-ended. It's like, how are you going to make this? Because there's like, you can finish the game and everyone's dead. You can finish the game, everyone's alive. You can finish the game, you know, in my last playthrough, I'm riding a dragon with Bazel, you know, go taking on the queen and whatever. Will and Karlach are in hell. Gale is a teacher, or actually he might be a god, I can't remember. Minthara has taken over the Underdark. Like, how are you gonna do that? And then they're gonna... There's too many fangirls. There's too many Astarion fangirls that are just going to be livid no matter who they pick to play Astarion. Personally, I say just get Neil. Just get Neil Newboard to do Astarion live action. I mean, he is an actor. Just get him and Jennifer English to be Astarion and Shadowheart. But like, so nobody's going to be happy with the casting. I have no idea how they're going to continue the story. Like, my tinfoil hat way of doing that, there is, if you play a Dark Urge character in Baldur's Gate 3 and like take over the world and embrace your father and go all evil, you have the option to kind of tell your party, like, bug off, I'll kill you last because I'm taking over the world, but because you were kind of helped me, I'll kill you last, and everyone runs away. It would be kind of cool if that's what they use as the plot. Like, hey, this is taking place, the hero failed. The world fell to darkness, and now they got to try and pick up the pieces and figure it out. That would be kind of cool, but it would be so hard to do that because it's so evil of an ending. Like, same argument. Okay, the thing is, though, Fallout is a big enough world because they're not caring. Okay, so the difference with Fallout, the Fallout show just takes place in the Fallout universe. So, like, and they did a pretty good job of sidestepping, you know, what the true ending of New Vegas is, because, by the way, we're bantering because we're installing Klipper and it takes time. So It takes place in the Fallout universe, in the world, but it's its own new story. It hints at previous Fallouts, but it's not like trying to be Fallout 5, okay? The Baldur's Gate show, they said, is going to take place right after Baldur's Gate 3. It's going to continue the story. So it's like, now you're like stepping on everyone's fan cannon toes, essentially. I think Redemption Dark Urge, it would make sense considering Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, you play basically you play a ball spawn. So technically in all 3 Baldur's Gates you can play a ball spawn. Although Baldur's Gate 3 gives you the option to not be a ball spawn. You do run into the Dark Urge if you play as a not Dark Urge character. If you play as just a Tav, just a generic adventurer, or if you play as an Origin character, you do run into the Dark Urge. You find him in Act 3. He's dead in Orin's bedroom, but he does exist. He is a canon character. He just, if you don't play as him, he doesn't, his redemption arc doesn't go too well, if that makes sense. So like everyone that I've looked at, like the Twitters and the fan subs and the Discords and everything, and like nobody's too happy. Nobody even oh, and the worst part is Larian Studios, the guys who made Baldur's Gate 3, who did all the writing for it, who created this world that the show is based on, has nothing to do with the show. HBO didn't even talk to him. So Larian freaking tweets out this today. Like, Larian just tweeted this out today. Larian has nothing to do with the show. They are basically making a show based on all of Larian's work and characters without involving Larian. So I have like no hope at all for this show. Like, unless they like somehow manage, like, I'm not writing it off because you never know. Miracles can happen. But like, yeah. They should have just made an animated show. Like the Baldur's Gate show, for part of their promotions, they did a bunch of like little cartoon animated things using the voice cast and everything. They should have just did that. Instead, we're gonna get like this. We're gonna get HBO Baldur's Gate. And I don't have high hopes. Oh my god, this is taking, oh yeah, we're on a Raspberry Pi 3. And I hit a button. Hopefully that didn't fuck everything up. Okay, whatever. So, yeah. Unpacking. Okay, there we go. I will say the snap to edges works a lot better in Linux too. I want to know when the live action Tetris series. They're making okay, so Amazon is making a Mass Effect series, and they're making a God of War series. They've announced a bunch of the casting for the God of War. So now HBO was like, okay, I guess video game movies are in, because they did pretty good with the first season of Last of Us, but that was the good game. The Halo show sucked. Are they making a season 3? I heard they're making a season 3, but like, I think they kind of figured out what they were doing wrong near the end of season 2. But still, like, trying to right that ship, good luck. Take a while even on a Pi 4. No, we're just installing normal Klipper. We're unpacking libs. Fallout. Oh, Fallout does slap. I mean, here, you know, minor Fallout spoilers. It doesn't spoil any plot. But like, you know this scene from the New Vegas intro? You know, where the ranger shoots the ghoul or the rebel or whatever? They pretty much remade that scene exactly. It was amazing. Like, I can't play the music because I'm probably going to get DMCA'd. But they straight up remade that scene in the show. Like, I was giddy as a schoolgirl when they did this. Like, I was, what's his name? From that I was doing that. I was doing that. Okay, this is still unpacking. What's taking so long? I'd like to see a control series. The problem is, from my understanding, they're having a lot of trouble. Like, they ran into problems with Pluribus because people don't watch shows anymore. People don't watch shows anymore. They put them on and then they play with their phones while the show's on. So, like, I can't remember, was it Ben Affleck or somebody? Matt Damon? Like a big Hollywood actor did an interview where they're like, in Netflix movies, we have to reiterate the plot multiple times throughout and constantly remind the audience what's going on because we have to, because people don't pay attention anymore. Like, everything needs to be spoon-fed. You can't have like subtle nuance to it. Like Control, I'm loving the game, but like if you've been watching me play Control on Twitch, oh, it's moving again. It's moving again. If you've been watching me play Control on Twitch, like, you notice a couple times a stream, I just stop playing and like just start talking about what the hell's going on, trying to unpack it and figure out what the hell's going on. You have to think. I'd watch Pluribus if it wasn't on Apple. What if I told you there are ways? There are other ways. There are powers. There are seas you can sail. Yar. We want you to watch Pluribus. Yes. Yes, Carol. We would like it if you watched Pluribus. Hi, Carol. I'm John Cena. We are John Cena. But yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Pluribus, you're right. I can't wait for season 2. How many years from now? There's a reason I have 100 terabyte NAS. I've actually been trying to watch more movies lately. I haven't been watching shows and movies in a long time. I'm trying to, like, I'm trying to actually expand, because I went a long time without watching movies, and now it's like I'm trying to like get back into it and watch a bunch of stuff I haven't been meaning to. So, Tropic Thunder is still fun. Tropic Thunder is great. Charles, the show probably would have fit right in the 1990s with X-Files. I mean, it's very SCP/X-Files. It's very much an SCP/X-Files type show. I mean, Pluribus, the guy, I can't remember his name. I'm horrible with names. The creator of Pluribus wrote for X-Files. Vince Gilligan. He wrote for X-Files. So. If I watched Dark, I have not. I'm not really a fan of like horror. I can do supernatural if it's like Control style supernatural or Alan Wake, where it's more mystery than horror. I don't know. I just don't find horror as a genre. I don't find entertaining, except for like sci-fi horror. I could do sci-fi horror. I love aliens. Then again, some aliens is horror, some isn't. Jeez, Pi 3. Do I need to put a heatsink on you? Are you getting warm? Is my Widow Raspberry? How's my Widow Raspberry doing? How you doing? Oh, 38. You're good. You're good. You're not hot. You're good. It's just taking its time. I get my Prusa XL tomorrow. How are you getting on yours? That's fine. I don't really use. I use my printers in spurts. It depends on what I'm working on. Right now, I'm not really doing any multi-material projects, so I'm not using it. But I put like 1,000 plus, or put tons of hours on it when I was printing the Gundam last year. So. The Conjuring? No, I don't watch those. Conjuring. Troll is very X-Files. It's more Warehouse 13 plus SCP. Yeah, I mean, like in terms of X-Files, in like the government conspiracy aspect. X-Files is a big enough universe, there's enough overlap. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Add pi to user groups. Give me a Y, give me an E. There we go. Okay, now we gotta install Moonraker. Yes. I do like installing Klipper through Chow. If you're wondering why we're using Chow for Klipper, it just ensures that we're installing everything the latest version, because you're pulling directly from the database for each individual thing, versus if you use a pre-made Klipper image, it may be slightly out of date. Plus, you can like pick and choose what aspects you install. So, if you don't, if you don't know what SCP Foundation is, kind of a community project, I guess. I don't think there's anything official and related to SCP in terms of media. It's basically a website where people write, there's like, I can't remember what they call the agency in SCP, but basically they're documents of like supernatural events. And like, it's like all redacted. So you kind of have to like assume and guess stuff, and certain events reference other events and whatnot. I can't remember which one's the SCP with the thing, if you look at it, it chases you down. So you can't look at it. What SCP number is that? That's like one of the good go-to stories. If you want to kind of get a gist of what SCP is, imagine there's an entity, it's a creature. If you see its face, it knows you've seen it, and it will hunt you down and kill you. There is nothing you can do to stop it. And on the way, it will, obviously people will see it, so it'll just add to the body count. Some guy took a picture of it in the Himalayas. He didn't even realize he took a picture. He was in the mountains, he took a picture. And that picture sat in his living room for years. And then one day he just happened to notice one little random pixel on it. Didn't even know what he saw. His eye noticed the pixel. The creature realized he was seen and ran across the world and killed him. And a lot of other people. And there's a whole thing about it. Huge breakdown. It's a really good, supernaturally horror, like squick body, like they're fun to read. There's some really good ones. They're really good ones. And they're all like little self-contained mini stories. It's pretty cool. So, yeah, it's like Doctor Who plots, right? Remember, Doctor Who is basically One Piece for British people. Same thing. So many end of the world events. Yep. Like one of them, it's like, in the event of failure of containment, there is though, shoot it into the sun. I don't know. Weren't there audiobooks? I know there's a few games, but like the games are very friend slop type games. Yeah, so the thing with SCP, it's all Creative Commons. So it's essentially an open source community. So nobody owns the rights to it, so you can't really make a movie out of it. But people have made games. I know some people have made games. Doctor Who is One Piece for... It is! Seriously. Doctor Who is One Piece for British people. There's 1 million episodes. You can kind of jump in at any point. And only like super nerds are really into it. Or is One Piece Doctor Who for Japanese people? You can make a movie, you can't... Oh, yeah. Well, they're making a Backrooms movie. And then they're also making a movie called Exit 8, which looks really cool. There's this genre of games. I don't know if they're all made by one guy, but essentially the whole point of the game is you have to like go through like a map. The maps aren't big. It's like a bus or like a hallway or something. And you have to enter the room or enter the area and leave the area. But every time you enter, there's a chance something is different and you have to notice it. So you have to like notice the patterns and whatnot. And if it's broken, like if something's different, you have to go back and then go throug't again. But if you go through and there was something different you didn't notice, you get kicked back to the beginning. They're making a movie of that. It's called Exit 8. Go look it up. It seemed pretty cool. So. Raspberry Pi 3s are great, aren't they? Anomaly games. Maybe? I can't remember what the actual term is. But Doctor Who. The only Doctor Who I really watched was when they rebooted it. When it was that one Eggleston, I think it was. Where he was around for a season and then they had, was it Matt Smith? And then I watched the Matt Smith stuff up to... was it Amy Pond and Rory? Those two. Once those two left, I kind of stopped watching. So David Tennant. I watched. Okay, so I watched the reboot. I watched the David Tennant stuff, and then I watched the Matt Smith stuff up until Amy and Rory left. That's like the only block of Doctor Who's I've watched. So when they restarted the show with the reboot, which was technically not a reboot because Doctor Who, it's all canon. But the problem I got with Doctor Who is like there are no consequences in Doctor Who because they can always just hand wave like, you know, oh, all the Time Lords are in a bubble and they can't escape. You know, they escape all the time. And oh, we've defeated the Daleks for the millionth time, but they found another way out. And it's too. There's no it's like how Marvel broke the moment they had the multiverse. Because the moment you have a multiverse that people can jump between different dimensions, you've essentially removed all consequences. Because it's like, oh no, this character died and we're all sad. Well, they're back next week on the next series on Disney+. So it kind of kills any sort of urgency. Because it's like, nobody's really gone forever. Nobody's really, you know... When what's her name? Who was the main companion to the Doctor when it was David Tennant? And then she like got stuck in another world and then she comes back. It's like the moment you lose that urgency, you lose that harsh reality of the universe, it just kind of nothing matters anymore. And now you're just monster of the week dribble. One Piece. Rose. Yep, Rose. So man, Klipper on a Pi 3. Compiling Klipper from scratch. So much fun. Hopefully we can get all this set up and then we can actually faff around with this tomorrow. So I gotta put this on. So I'm gonna have to redesign this somehow because I don't want any of this. So let me see what we got here. So you go in here. Okay, this doesn't even fit. The hole back here is too big, I think. I mean, that'll kind of work. That's what she said. Yeah, I'm gonna have to faff around with that a bit. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to faff around with that. Okay, so let's faff around with this. Let's do arts and crafts while we let Klipper compile. So, because I don't need any of this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, because yeah, I don't even need that. Split. Oh my God, how do I? Okay. The joys of using multiple different programs. You can never remember which one's which. Okay, so go. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Cut. There we go. Now, how do I fill in this area? I need to fill in that area. Add shape, box. How tall is this? Z. Really? 17716? Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, now the only thing I think of is I'm going to need an outlet for this because there's cables. So on this one, go down because there's cables I got to kind of run through here, I think. How do the cables go on this? Let me see. Are we still installing stuff? We are still installing stuff. Okay, BTT GitHub, because they actually updated the manual for this too. Repositories. Vivid. Yeah, because they updated the manual actually. So we got a new manual. So how do the wires come out of this? So the wires are fully in that box. Okay, so how do those wires come out if they're fully in there? How are they supposed to get through that wall if that's fully in there? Oh wait, they come out the back here. Okay, so I think we have clearance then. Yeah, I think we have clearance. I think there's clearance. Maybe? Let me see. I got it over here. Let me grab it. I have it attached to the VVD, so 1 second here. Okay, how are the wires supposed to come out? Oh, does that fit all? Oh, wow. Okay, that fits all the way through. That fits all the way through. Okay. Wow, that goes right into the printer. Down Under Maker, if you're here, can you post a picture of how you have yours mounted? Because that seems to be a lot. So actually, it like sticks out quite a bit into the... So I need to have that because we got to have clearance for that cable to make it through. There we go. He's not here? Okay, that's fine. The cable has to... It sticks like all the way into the printer, so the actual plug is inside the printer, and then it comes back out. So we need to have room for that. So that's why there's that notch here. So, Control A. How do you combine? Merge. There we go. Behold, my beautiful artistic ability to make stuff is created. It is art. Behold my fine art. Good enough. Send to connect. Is it optimized? Nope. But good enough. Core 1.1. Select, set ready, print. Always good to have clearance. Yep. I mean, I could have just cut this and called it a day, but we don't do that around here. We do it properly. And by properly, I mean, we just kind of hack shit together and make it work. Are we still installing? God damn. Building for UV loop. Remind me never to use a Pi 3 again. Remind me to never use a Pi 3 again. 1 second. Actually, while we're in here, I got to update firmware on a bunch of printers. My Core 1L aired out last night. I tried to print something on my Core 1L, and it errored out on me. It gave me the error with dirty power or something. Like it gave me a power supply error, which I've noticed I've seen a few other people complain that they've had theirs throw that error. So I am updating all my Core 1's firmware. So Pi 3, that's pretty old. Yeah, but the thing is, it runs Klipper just fine. Like, I don't think we're going to run... Like, the fact that you can run a Voron on a Pi 2 and really not run into any issues in terms of, like, operation, Pi 3 is fine. Pi 3 is powerful enough. Like, yeah, we're running an MMU, but it's only, you know, not crazy. I think I have a Pi 4 somewhere. I might have a Pi 4 or two of them somewhere in storage downstairs. Or I'm sure I have printers I can pull a Pi 4 out of if I need to. Because it's a Raspberry Pi, right? You can always just pull the SD card and put in the newer Pi and it just works, right? So if we end up running into issues with this, I will. But I'm not super concerned right now. Oh, probably get that out. Pi 5 costs half a cheap printer. Yeah, it is. Stuff is stupid now. Stuff is so stupid in terms of pricing. Good thing, well, it's kind of disappointing the stocks went back up, but like all the AI stocks were kind of crashing yesterday, and everyone, I was like, more, let it all burn. Yeah, Pi 3s have enough, way more than enough power to run, to be honest. It's just, you know, when you're installing from scratch. Okay, those are updated. Pi 02. Yep. Chill, I'm trying to retire. Retire? Who's gonna retire? Can't lose money in the stock market if you don't have money to invest, right? The SD card is old and used. I don't think it's that old. I don't think it's the SD card. I mean, because here's the thing. If you want, I could try a different SD card, but that would involve starting over from scratch. And the fact that the printer boots up just fine and I was having no issues with the SD card before doesn't really lend me to believe that I'm having an SD card issue. 64 gigs of RAM costs more than a 9950. Are you in? Oh my God, that's insane. Heck, where are all my extra SD cards? I used to have a bunch of SD cards. Oop. Turn that off. Where are they? Oh, they might be inside. Might be inside. Building UV loop. Yeah, the fact that it's only having hangups when it's on building leads me to believe that it's a Pi 3. It's slow. Retire, is that French? Unfortunately. A couple years ago. Yeah, like the last time I bought RAM was last year. I mean, second here. Copy that. Yeah, we're slamming a core at 100%. So for some reason, it's only using one core. So it is chugging. I boot my Pis off USB to get those. The problem is I don't have enough extra USB ports on this thing. We're using all 4 USB ports. We got 1 USB, 2 USB, 3 USB, and then the 4 is the tool head. is the VVD. So we're already using all. When Raspberry comes out with the Pi 6, it's gonna suck because it's gonna cost too much. But like, I really wish they had a small NVMe slot, a little M.2 on the back, because you can buy M.2s pretty cheap. You can get like the 2280s or whatever, like the form factor like the Steam Deck uses. You can get like little, 32 gig ones for relatively inexpensive, at least before everything went stupidly overpriced. Okay, that one's on 652. That one's on 6.4 now. Getting a Steam machine? I don't need a Steam. I have a Steam Deck, and I have a full-size desktop with a 3090 in it. I don't need a Steam machine. For some stuff. Yeah, this is taking way too long. Let me go find another SD card. Maybe we have a bad SD card. Maybe it is a bad SD card. Let me see. Let me try this. Imager. No. Pi 3, next. Other, OS Lite, 32-bit, mass storage, yep, next. Pi, next, Pi, password. Next. Okay. Next. 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 Right. Okay. So here's the thing. We can either try installing, I think it's the Pi, not the SD. Yeah, what we'll do, we'll install mainsail here. Install mainsail, yes. Default 80. Was I supposed to type 80 there? I mean, should work either way. What we'll do is after this finishes, because I know it takes a while to install the camera stuff. What we'll do is I'll pull the SD card once this is done, and then we'll see how it handles with the other SD card. Was I supposed to put 80 there? Shit. Will it break? Did I break it? I mean, okay, that went through real fast. So here, let's go back. Let's remove mainsail. Move mainsail. A. C. Okay, back. Install. Mainsail. Yes. 80. Yes. There we go. Oh, I didn't have to type it? Oh, okay. Whatever. Doesn't matter. See how much quicker that is? So that went good. So we'll do Klipper screen now. Do I need to put client config, mainsail config? Yeah, sure, whatever. Yes. Is already installed. Oh, then no, that's already installed. Okay. Klipper screen. Let's finish. Klipper screen. Yes. Press enter for default. Yes. There we go. Low level formatting the SD card first. I mean, we did format the SD card first when we flashed PiOS on it. So I have another SD card loaded up. So worst case scenario, if this is like, if we're realizing this is kind of dog shit slow in operation, I could just swap the SD card and we'll reinstall it. But it seems to be working pretty good right now. So we'll let it do that. This seems correct for the amount of time. Yeah, like this SD card is relatively new. Like I pulled it out. It's one of the newer SD cards I've bought over the years. So it's not like there's like a ton of, it's like a SanDisk. It's like a brand name one too, so. Anyone run 3D print daemon Klipper macro? Don't know what that is. Can you copy the contents from this card to the other and resume? Well, if the SD card is the issue because it's slow, I wouldn't want to copy anything off of it because I wouldn't trust it at that point, right? Like that's the thing. It's like I could copy it over, but why would I risk it? A beer care vid. What, you enjoying the? Look at the gray hairs. Dude, the gray hairs are coming in with a vengeance right now. It's the end is beginning, folks. The end is beginning. So beard care. It's quite simple. Go buy some beard wash. Go to like, you buy this shit at Walmart. Go to Walmart, go to the men's aisle or whatever. Buy a beard soap. At least every other day, wash your beard with a beard soap while you're getting a shower, right? And then after that, just kind of pat it dry. Don't like blow dry it dry. Just kind of like dry it like you would your normal hair. And then beard oil. Put a little beard oil on your hands. Rub it in. Get yourself a fro pick. Brush it. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Just keep it clean and oiled. That's it. Just make sure you oil it every day. Otherwise it gets all dry. And then now it's all nice and soft. I had to like pull aside Zombie Hedgehog at like, I think it was Murph last year or Smurf, I can't remember, one of the Rocky Mountain. And I'm like, bro, your beard is not good. You gotta moisturize that shit. And he's like, I'm like, feel it. He's like, all right, feel it. He's like, yeah, it's soft. I'm like, yeah, it's soft. This is how you can keep a beard. You gotta keep it soft. So the wifey approves of it. You gotta keep it nice and soft. Voluminous and soft. Jojoba oil. Honestly, I buy whatever beard oil is on sale the week I run out at Walmart. So many of the things I buy, you want to know what brand of coffee I buy? Whatever was on sale the week I'm running out. You want to know what brand of beard oil I buy? Whatever's on sale the week I'm running out. And if it's nothing's on sale, whatever the cheapest. Because I'm a firm believer that like pretty much everything will get you to about 90% of the way there. Ever tried coconut oil? No, coconut oil I find is a little too greasy. Like you probably could use coconut oil in a pinch. It's kind of like when I travel, I don't bring beard wash with me. I just use like hotel conditioner in the beard. But I bring my own beard oil. Beard oil is a big thing. Coffee's always Kirkland. I will go with Kirkland if nothing else is on sale. Like I got nothing against the Kirkland. It's just usually they'll have like some other brand on sale. Kirkland is like my go-to coffee when there's nothing on sale. So beard balm is also nice. Yeah, if like you can, I have like some putty kind of stuff that I put in if I'm like going out somewhere fancy and I kind of want it. Like I don't need to worry about it holding its shape too much because I don't get like a crazy long beard. I can do the twirl. I can somewhat do the twirl, but my wife hates me when I do it. So I don't try. I normally trim the edge so they're not long enough to curl. Because if I let these hairs grow long enough, I will curl them. I'll just sit there and do this. And then they get curly. And then my wife sees it and she's like, fix that. She doesn't like it. I can't do the mustache look. She won't let me pull off a mustache. So. 5W30. Yeah, just get some WD-40 and just go and you're good. Ah, come on. Oh, guys, Linus quit now. It's a fucking rickroll. Are you fucking serious? Again. No, it became a meme on Twitter because Jacob, when he left LMG, he made like a video like why I left LMG, and then everyone started making like fake thumbnails of why they left LMG, even though they don't work for LMG. I was tempted to make one just for shits and giggles. So it became like a meme, like where everyone was quitting Linus Media Group. And it was funny because Linus was replying to people like, sorry to see you go and shit like that. So everyone's like, wait, you worked at LMG? Yeah, I quit. What? Like, no. People are just having some fun. I just love the internet. Oh my God, there's drama. And it's like, not really. It just, people moved on. You can only go so far being an employee of a channel. And eventually you get to the point where you're like, time to go off and do your own thing. Or just keep making videos. It depends. I made a quick rectangle to print tall with TPU. Can anyone tell me why one side is pocketed with marks while the other side is mostly perfect? Kisker, check your, go load up your slicer. Okay, you're gonna load your slicer up. You're going to slice, you're gonna look at it, and you are gonna look for, where's the seam? Where's my start stop? Feature type. Does it not tell you? Oh, because they start on the inside. Where the start and stop? Oh, there's the seam. You're gonna look for the seam. Is your seams set for randomized? Because what's probably happening is you probably have randomized seams and they're probably all over the place. Or something. Like, check where your seams are. Because usually if you're having like, tell me one side is pocked with marks while the other is mostly perfect, it's probably seams, or it could be wet filament and just like that side is just where it's extruding at a certain point, speed, feed, whatever, that's causing it to bubble. I don't know. It's hard to say without looking at your machine and your slicer and everything. There's unfortunately 3D printing, there's a lot of things that can cause issues. The seam is in the corner and looks pretty bad at that corner. Okay, so you probably have a seam issue. Do some tuning. Have you done any tuning? Also, dry your spool. Dry your spool. Make sure it's TPU. It's hygroscopic. Make sure its shit's dry. Make sure everything's all hunky-dory. Make sure it's all happy. And then you're probably gonna have to do some retraction tuning. What printer are you on too? Like, there's a lot of variables, but could be, yeah, cooling if you don't have even cooling. Like, something ain't right. Dry your filament. Try again. Get your filament out of the equation. If this is an issue that isn't happening with other filaments and is happening with TPU, and you verify that the TPU is good filament, it's probably not a mechanical issue. It's probably a slicer issue. So if the printer prints fine with other filaments and you're not having any issues, and the printer is, and the filament is a known good, what you could do, try the print again at a slower speed. Just to, by slower speed, I mean like run it at like half speed. It's a quick, dirty way to check to make sure your like extruder isn't skipping or anything like that. And then if you are still getting the issue, it might just be like, if the issue looks exactly the same at a slower speed, it probably a slicer setting thing. It's a Magneto X. Oh, probably a slicer setting thing. Your direct feed. So your direct feed, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. It's got enough cooling on the Magneto. Yeah, it's probably a slicer setting. What is your... Oh yeah, the Olympics are starting. Oh, I gotta be. Yeah. Contractually obligated for a second. Hey, the big game is this weekend. And with it being the big game, you can't mention the big game because you get thirsty or something. I don't know. Gamer Subs has a flavor. Gamer Subs has a new flavor and a new cup. Or is it a new cup? I think it's just a new cup. So there you go. Go buy Gamer Subs. Use code Canuck. Save 10%. Get a waifu cup with the 69ers. I love Gamer Subs. They are honestly probably the most fun company I work with. The superb owl, yes. I'm waiting. They sent me a bunch of new stuff to try out, so I'm waiting for it to show up. I'm getting ready to build filamentless spool holders and an enclosure to fit 4 spools. I have an old dehydrator that I'm going to salvage bits from. Just be careful with an old dehydrator because you are faffing around with mains electronics. Don't electrocute yourself. Don't burn your house down. Anytime you are faffing around with old electronics and rehousing them, especially heater parts, don't burn your house down. Insurance companies don't like that. Insurance companies won't like that if they figure out you burned your house down because you gutted a dehydrator and you put the electronics in something else that wasn't properly rated. So just be a little cave. I'm not telling you not to do it. We're all adults here, I hope. I swear too much for there to be kids here. So we're all adults here, but don't do something like this. Don't be... I want to print Peak on my Voron. So I got one of these Honeywell ceramic heaters, and I'm just gonna put this in here and then plug it in and send it. What's the worst that could happen? Don't do that. I've seen people do that. I've seen people do this and they've melted their shit. Somebody did it with a bamboo and it was hilarious because they melted the absolute crap out of all the plastic parts in the printer. They literally just like put a heater right up to the printer and heated the chamber. So don't do that. I mean, heck, when I run that heater, that's my booster heater that I use when I need to like bump up the temperature because it's really cold out here before a stream. That sits on a metal plate on a stand. Like I literally have it on a metal plate. So if it does ever catch fire, it can't burn metal. So as long as the flames don't get high enough to touch the ceiling, which is a good 6 feet, we're good. Also, I do have a smoke detector out here somewhere, so. Watching Klipper, I mean, I could paint some stuff if you want to watch paint dry. Your Christmas order of gamer substance in Canada, woo! Yeah, I think they had like a couple things were delayed. Everything's kind of, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Should be PTC. It should be PT. I think it's PTC. I don't know. I don't actually know if it's ceramic. It was in underneath the stairs when I bought the house. I don't even know how old it is. How old is this heater? It's a Honeywell. It does turn off if it tips. I do know that. Oh, it's 2015? QC 15. So they must have got it just before they sold the house then. 1500 watts. Wow. This is 1500 watts of heating at 120 volts. Damn, son. I don't know why it blows the breaker if I run this and the other heater on the same circuit. 12.5 amps, 1500 watts at 0 degrees Celsius. It is CSA approved though, so that's good. And it's a Honeywell, so it's actually like a brand, not like the finest Chinesium. Keep my XL on a paver and have it network smoke detector. There you go. It's pretty typical. Yeah. The one behind me here is 1500 watts. It's a Costco Lasco brand. Are we still going? Oh, we're still going. What's it? Okay. Press yes. Install network manager for your network. Yes. when the heater, I mean, I think that means when it's I think the heater draws more power to heat up to its heating temperature. So at 0 degrees, so they measure it like the max, like they need something to reference. So I think from 0. So if the heater's like in an air room that's 0 degrees Celsius and the heater itself is 0 degrees Celsius and you crank it, that's the scenario where they measure like that's 1500 watts of power draw. And then once it's at temperature, it probably draws less, right? It's that initial heat up is where it draws the most power. Ooh. Okay. You are not using Network Manager. You will need to reconnect to the network using Klipper screen or what? I just heard somebody in my house. Oh, max draw scenario. Yeah. Okay. Machine. Delete. Delete. So we're going to upload files. That one to that one. Open. Rename. Name. Rename. Or restart. Oh, we don't have NeoPixel config. Okay, so don't need that. Okay, printer's online. Huzzah! We're back where we were Tuesday. Okay, let's flip this over. Or actually, let's start installing the VVD stuff. So I think there's a bunch of firmware to update. So we'll turn the printer off. I'll flip it up, and then we'll put the VVD on it, and then we'll carry on. So shut down. What are these errors? Previously, oh, we're undervolted. Oh, that's right. I gotta fix some power draw issues. Shut down. We need to get some better power for this printer. I think I have a cable I can steal for this, because I had one for the other one. I don't know where I put it. No. Where can I get 5 volts from on this? So this is a BigTreeTech Octopus Pro. Okay. BTT Octopus Pro. Where can I draw 5 volts from this thing cleanly? Got dumped with snow, Mississauga. Yeah. We were supposed to get snow, and I was looking forward to it, and then we didn't really get any. I was kind of disappointed. They're all settable. Well, I know there's things, but there's usually like a, on the BigTreeTech boards, they usually have a, like a clean 5 volt, like a higher 5 volt for the Raspberry Pis. Unless, I mean, I could pull it from here. I can pull the 5 volt from those 2 pins. Yeah, I'll pull it from there. Okay, so we got 5 volt and ground where that's at. That's for RGB. Yeah, because that's an always on 5 volts, and that's a ground for RGB. Oh, here we go, Raspberry Pi wiring. Okay. Point wiring. Which is those 3 One's there. I think it's those three. Yeah. Okay, so ground and 5 volt. Okay, let's make a little harness here. That is too short. I used to have a harness. We're gonna have to make a little harness here. Give this guy a little bit more juice in a healthier way. Because nothing is worse than not enough juice. We need some juice, freshly squeezed juice. Not the juice. Pretty sure OJ's gone. Is the camera turning off? Was the camera turning off there for a second? Yeah, blipped. Hopefully that's just a random blip. But it's back. Yeah. Yeah, the capture screen means the output was lost for a second there. Thought it was having a stroke. I hope it's not having a stroke. The last thing I need is for me to be losing equipment right now. Don't want to be losing equipment right now. That would be bad. Okay, I need a 3-pin of this. Pots. Audio is weird. Audio will be weird because the audio is captured through the camera. So I use it because it's the easiest way. So I don't have to worry about any lag between, and again, it did it again. Camera flip. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I do turn the cameras off after stream. I'm watching the camera now. Shit. I'm paranoid now. I capture the audio through the cam. So the record... Wow. Okay. Kind of... Shit. Is it overheating? It should... No. I've been using the exact same camera setup out here since I moved out to the garage. I haven't changed anything. 1 second. Let me faff around here for a second. You're gonna lose me for a second. I'm gonna just turn the camera off and on. Hopefully. Hopefully we're back. Okay. Yeah, I run the audio. It just did it again. Are these cameras doing anything? Okay, let's see. Oh God. Please tell me I'm not losing a camera. 1 second, you're gonna lose me for a second. I'm gonna try a different port. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's try this. I think we're good. Power browning out? No. Because it's not the other cameras. Seems fine. Okay. It might be the capture card. Because if you're seeing the Elgato screen, okay, that means the Elgato isn't seeing the camera. So all I did was that the camera has 4 ports. It's an Elgato capture card. It's a PCI Express capture card. It's got 4 HDMI in. I'm using 3 of them. So I just moved port 1 to port 4. And yeah, because the only thing is this camera, I don't have a readout on this camera. I don't have like a monitor because the screen on this camera doesn't flip forward. So I didn't know. It's either the capture card or the camera. And it better not be the camera because the camera is expensive. Like leaving it out here with the temperature swings and everything is probably not a good idea, but it's off. So capture cards aren't cheap. Well, I got this one relatively inexpensive, but they don't make this one anymore. This is the Camlink Pro, and I think they stopped making it because it's 1080p, or correction, it's 1080p 60 or 4K 30, but it's got 4 HDMI ins. So it's really good for this setup where I have 1, 2, 3 cameras all HDMI plugged in. So it was either bad HDMI cable, bad capture card, or bad camera. And I'm hoping it's just a bad port on the capture card and we can move on with our life. It's not good for a camera battery. This camera doesn't have a battery. Camera doesn't have a battery. It's a dummy battery. It's plugged into the wall. Yeah, all my Sony cameras run dummy batteries when I'm streaming. Okay, so you plug into there. Oh, that's making me paranoid. Last thing I need is freaking hardware failures. Okay, so that's 5 volts. So that will plug in there. That's 5 volt and ground. And then, what's the Raspberry Pi pinout look like again? Raspberry Pi pinout. So it's 5 volt and ground on that side. Okay. So you're going to go right about there. So you need to be about that long. Plug you. Seems good now. Yeah, I mean, it could have just been a loose connection on the, but I haven't moved. It's not like I moved anything. Like the only thing that could cause a loose connection would be like heat cycling maybe, but. I think you are plugging into it. I know I'm plugging into an LED. I just need 5 volts in ground. I just want a clean source of 5 volt in ground, just because right now this Raspberry Pi is actually drawing power from the USB header, and I just want to give it a little extra 5 volt. A little extra something, just so it's a little bit more stable. Because on paper, yes, the problem is it's under voltage. A USB port gives 5 volts, sometimes a little bit less. Raspberry Pis want a little bit more. So it's usually a good idea to wire up your Raspberry Pis to the pinout, like pin to pin, instead of relying on USB power. So pinning on manufacturer settings for retraction, distance, speed. That's like, if it's a good starting point. Most printers, like, it depends on the printer. Prusa settings are pretty good. Most Prusa settings work pretty good for Prusa filaments and like other filaments that they have. But if you need to tune it, you need to tune it. I've been pretty lucky with like my Voron builds where most of them I can just kind of run stock Orca slicer settings and move on with my life. But every now and then you gotta faff around a little bit. Yeah, 5 volt is 5 volt, yeah. All Raspberries, yes. 5 pies need more juicing to do the GPIO by basting the smoothers. Yep. I love to live dangerously. I hate when these don't want to go in. Come on. There you go. You go in there. These silicone wires are like, I swear, Dupont connectors are like the most evil connector in the world because half the time they don't work. There we go. Okay. So, 5 volt ground. So you go there. Hopefully I didn't miss a pin. Then you are going to go in there. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we got 5 volt, a little extra something there. Okay, actually, push you through here so we don't. There we go. Okay. I'll just kind of shove all that there. Now. Yeah. Yeah, the LDO kits usually have like these little PCBs for that. I probably could have pulled 5 volts from that actually. But whatever. There we go. That'll do. Okay. Power up the printer. Or actually, yeah, let's flip it up first. Flip it up first. Actually, no, I'll power it up on its side first, make sure it boots up, then I'll turn it off, power it up with the VVD attached, and then we'll install the firmware for the VVD installed. The problem with Dupont's is the crimp. Most crimps do like something like this. They grab your wires, okay? They grab your wires and they go like this, and they grab it. Dupont's kind of do like this, and the problem is a lot of the time they kind of go and they get all effed up. So Paramount stole Jan Trachtenberg from away from Fox. I mean it. He did it of his own accord, I'm assuming. It's not like Paramount lets him do what he wants to do. Okay. I really liked Aliens Badlands. I really liked the Aliens Badland movie. That movie was way better than I kind of initially thought. Like, going into it, I did not have the highest hopes. I heard it was pretty good. And then I watched it and I'm like, oh wow, this is actually pretty good. We got nothing on Klipper screen. We got nothing on Klipper screen. Okay. But it is powered up. The screen is on, we're just not seeing anything. Okay. And we're not getting the low power warning anymore. We're not getting the low power warning anymore. So that's good. And we're on Trixie, no more Buster. Hooray. Okay, so shut down. Okay. Turn you off. Flip this up. Okay. Get our VVD. So now we're going to install the VVD. So there's no point doing like a full proper install on this right now because I'm printing parts. So what we can do is just get the firmware set up. Input. Okay. Turn this on. Okay, screen turns on. Supposedly Predator Killer Killers is pretty good. Is that the series of shorts? Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty chill. There we go. Oh, I forgot to plug in the VVD and turn that on too. There we go. He ran with it. Yeah, he did. What's going on with that screen? Did I break it? Long cables are prone to noise. Yeah, I can see that. Well, I'll swap the cable out. I mean, we know it works. Like it boots, it boots up next to the power. Yeah, let me, because when I turn it on, I just want to see if it's being flaky during boot up. Like it's showing the text just fine. Maybe there might be a Klipper screen setting I have to like enable or something. Oh no, it's definitely being jumbled. It's definitely being funky. Yeah, it's definitely being funky. Wrap the cable in some aluminum tape to shield it. Yeah, I mean, this is a super long cable. So, oh, there we go. I log in. And then nothing. Use the magnets. The magnets don't go on those cables. Pull the cable out of the machine, just lay it in the front. Well, the problem is I got to flip the machine and now I got the VVD on it. I'm not super concerned with the screen. I'm not using that cable anyways. I'm going to go downstairs and look for a spare cable that I have and use that instead. Because I know I have them somewhere. I have a whole bunch of those cables. I just don't know where I put them. I just got to find them. So I'll just swap it to a different cable. But let's get some stuff here. Yeah, the screen works. It's just I got to fix the cable. Not a big deal. Okay. Are you going to connect? Is this? Connection timed out. Uh-oh. Pi seems to be crashing and rebooting. That's not good. It's not good. Okay. You need to use both plus voltage and 2 negative GPIOs to have a chance of this working and pushing uphill. What do you mean I need to have 2? It booted once, and now it's not booting. Something smelled weird. Single Dupont aren't rated for the... That was getting warm. I think it's Pi 3. Yeah. Don't let the magic pixies out. Yeah, let's try without this and just see what it's doing. I just got like a whiff. I just got like a whiff. It smelt metallic. And it was booting before. It would boot before, and then it would just kind of stop as soon as it got to the like the main Pi screen. Like it did this before. And then the light would turn on, and then it would just kind of stop. There's a Pi header to the MCU. Yeah, I gotta find that. I don't know if I have one. Okay, light turned on. So it's booting internally. There's nothing on the screen. And now it's not talking. Can we SSH into it? The LEDs. We haven't changed anything. We haven't changed anything. I wasn't swapping it to 4. All I wanted to do, all I did was it was giving a low voltage error because right now it's drawing power via USB. So all I did was just run 5 to 5 and ground to ground just to give it a little extra juice, which I've done on countless Raspberry Pis over the years, is power them via pins. And now it's not, like, it's booting up Klipper to the point that it knows to turn the light on. Like, this is Klipper right here. This is Klipper turning that light on. So the operating system is booting up. It's just, we got no talking. Did I remove the USB? No. It shouldn't matter. No network. It dropped off my network. Remove the cable. Well, I removed the 5 volt and I removed the little jumper cable I made. Screen driver. I'm not caring about the screen right now. The whole fucking printer ain't working. Let's see on the screen. I mean, the screen is your normal Raspberry Pi boot up screen. You get the little colors. It's just your usual booting up stuff. Welcome to Raspbian Linux 13. Loading up stuff. Networking manager, service, SSH service, target, Raspberry Pi, my IP address, login, completed socketed for boot interface, completed socket interaction for boot final stage. Okay, I'm getting, it's actually, the screen is on. I'm getting a little line, like a terminal line. And then that's it, and then it's gone. Like, the screen is on. Klipper booted up because this light wouldn't, the RGB LEDs wouldn't turn on if Klipper wasn't booting up to tell these to turn on. But now we don't have any network. Why don't we have network? Why did the network go away? I mean, it shouldn't have changed the IP address. I can check. Nope, it's not showing up on my network at all. Go into SSH. TV dog. How am I going to SSH into it if it ain't on the fucking network? You can't SSH into nothing. If it's not there, you can't SSH into it. And I can plug it in over Wi-Fi. I can plug in an Ethernet cable, but why isn't the Wi-Fi working all of a sudden? That is the problem that we need solving. It's on Wi-Fi. It was working before. It was working before, and now all of a sudden it is not working. Are there LED? Yeah, let me check the. I mean, the fact that the LED is on the toolhead board. Status red, power red. We got our. Everything's good there. Do it on an extension because I don't want to accidentally touch the board. Yeah, if I'm getting 5 volts, the 5 volt rail is still good. We're still drawing 5 volt, well, 4.94 volts. The Raspberry Pi red LED is flickering. That red LED just turned off and on. Wi-Fi is convenient, not a solution. If the Wi-Fi don't work, I can't use the printer. I'm not going to run Ethernet cables to everywhere. Disconnect that. Because here's the thing, if this Raspberry Pi is now dead and doesn't work with Wi-Fi, I'm throwing it out. I can't use a non-Wi-Fi Raspberry Pi up here. There's this cable. There it is. Okay. Like we're not solving anything here. We're just figuring out what's wrong. Okay. It's Trixie. This isn't first boot. We've been connected to this multiple times. This isn't first boot. Yeah, it's showing up on the network now. One second. Just gotta wait for it to find the IP address. Well, it's drawing 5 volts from the USB. This is how this printer is always. None of this wiring I changed. We haven't done any change to the wiring. All we've done is just change the screen from a like the original screen to a Klipper screen. That is the only wiring we've changed, and we added a USB cable. We plugged in a USB cable and we changed that. I did try adding an extra 5 volt jumper, 5 volts on the board to 5 volts on the Raspberry Pi for extra power, because we've been getting, yeah, we're undervolted. We're undervolted. Yeah, Wi-Fi is working. There's all my Wi-Fi access points. Wi-Fi is working. So if Wi-Fi is working, why isn't Wi-Fi working? Like, Wi-Fi is working. And the wired connection is working. Like, it's right there. There's all my Wi-Fis. Connecting. Red light turned off and on again. And now it's connecting. Why would it do that? Why would it work on power up, work on a power cycle, work on another power cycle, and then just stop working? Is the screen? No, the screen's still off. The screen's still off. Why would it do that? Yeah, there's nothing on the screen. The screen is dead. Well, the screen is on, just nothing's being displayed. Why would it do that? Trixie problems. It's DNS. So the question is, how do I fix the 5 volt issue now? Because that red, the power light is turning off and on. You can see it. So we're having a power draw issue. You think Klipper screen installed Network Manager? Oh, maybe. Add 5 volt without the USB plugged in? Okay. Where did I put that? Okay, I'll plug that USB. Just kind of shove you in there for now. Actually, which one is this? Can I? There we go. Trixie problem, I have the same issue on another Pi. Okay. Okay, so let's see. So it's booting up now. Could try using the LDO power supply. I could swap it to the LDO power supply. I would have to swap a bunch of wiring though, because I would have to like basically replace that for no reason. I'm just hoping there's enough 5 volt available. Yeah, this, I don't know, this board doesn't have like a, yeah. Cannot connect to Moonraker. We're having issues with Moonraker. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, it's not booting up. So that's not delivering enough power then. Okay, so that 5 volt header ain't enough. Is there a 5 volt header on here for Raspberry Pi? Motherboard supports connection to Raspberry. There are several connections available. Drive directly to the USB. Dedicated UART and SPI pins, 5 volt for the Raspberry Pis. Oh wait, shoot. No, it's got USB-C, yeah. UART2 consult pins.pdf. Where's pins.hardware? Pins.pdf. Okay, where should I be drawing power from? Oh my god, who made this pinout? Okay. Jesus Christ, who made this freaking... What the fuck am I looking at? Okay, so I was drawing 5 volt from here. BL Touch. Where's Raspberry Pi? Oh my god, what is this freaking probe voltage? Try the USB-C. Well, it is plugged in by... Oh, up here, UART. Okay. Okay, I see what... I see. I see. Okay, so let me add one more power line here. Let me add one more... so I can draw 6. Yeah, we're gonna draw a little bit more juice. We're gonna draw a little bit more juice. 1 second here. And draw a little bit more juice. Dylan! Cheers. Don't forget, at the end of stream, we are going to give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hey, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, help out some of the gray names in the Discord or in the chat there and gift them a membership, because then they get to be cool and green. Being green is cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to use both 5 volt. Well, I was hoping that I could just use the one and just give it a little extra juice, because it was like, oh, it's already drawing power via the USB port. So, you know, just kind of top it up a bit. but apparently you don't like that. Don't knock it. Gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. So yeah, apparently trying to top up 5 volt don't work that way. I hate Dupont connectors. I still have like a scratch in my throat, and I can, it's like sitting like right there. I hate it. Wayne gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it, Wayne. Peek, Pulo. There are 170 out of 300 who aren't getting visits from the Easter Bunny because they didn't hit the like button. I know. What disappoints me is more people have taken the time to scroll down and entered the chance to win a free spool of filament from Polymaker, which is like, if you live in North America, it's actually like a $35 gift card. Spend that, you can get like 2 spools if there's a sale on. But while on their way down there, they just skipped the like button. It's like they didn't even take the time. I hate putting Dupont connectors into their stupid things. They never fit right. So you end up just kind of jamming them in there. And it's like, they should click to hold in position, but nope, they're just wedged in there. I'm allergic to like buttons. Oh, come on. Do I need to pull out the freaking Mr. Beast game and be like the smash button for a cookie? Or whatever he did before. The dude is a walking algorithm. I watched some of the video of him on Hot Ones. It's like, I would love for him to do a 1-hour interview and not talk about anything YouTube related. Nothing about social media, nothing about YouTube. Okay, so which ones are? It's the top 3 there. And then, what's the Raspberry Pi pinout look like again? Raspberry Pi pinout. He doesn't have a theme park in Saudi Arabia. He has a carnival show. Literally, the rides are like carny level rides. And it was like set up for a weekend in a parking lot. By the way, for those that don't know, all the pins on Raspberry Pis are the same. They all use the same GPIO pinout. Like, all Pis use the same. I can just never remember if it's 5 volt, 5 volt ground or ground 5 volt, 5 volt. But it's 5 volt, 5 volt ground. And it's on the outer, so it's these 3 ones you use there. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully, we have that wired up correctly now. So I'm using 1, 2, 3. And then these ones are not connected, so that's good. So you can't accidentally screw that up. And then that, okay. Okay, so let's power this up and hopefully it actually boots properly. There we go. Making sure you aren't running an extra if he has an extra. Yeah, no, I'm running 2 positives and a negative. 2 positives and a negative. Try disconnecting the screen. Well, I want the screen to work. We kind of need the screen here because we're doing and the fact that the screen is working through boot up. Oh, is it working right now? Yeah, see, the screen is working through boot up. It's just not displaying anything. So that's leading me to believe there's something. Did we install Klipper screen? Did we install Klipper screen? Did we even install Klipper screen? I could have sworn we did. It's booting in now. Like, it's booting up fine now. Yeah, Klipper screen is installed. Yeah, we installed Klipper screen. We didn't install Crow's Nest. The screen is just nothing on it. It's on, but we're not seeing anything on it. Klipper screen. Okay. Hardware specific? I don't think so. DSI. Check the config. Yeah, let me uninstall it and then reinstall it. Remove. Klipper screen. Okay. Okay, back. We're gonna install Klipper screen. Press enter for default. Yes. Press enter for default. Yes. Okay. I mean, it's a 5-inch touchscreen. It's a DSI screen. The screen should be supported because it's booting up normally. Like, the printer turns on, it's showing the display on the screen, and it's showing all the text that shows. It's just when it goes to boot into Klipper screen, it just doesn't. Like, it's a 5-inch 800 by 480 or whatever, like a standard screen is. Like, the screen works with Klipper because we had this on a machine with Klipper before. I've used this screen. I've played these games before. Okay, so install Network Manager for the network panel. So should I hit no here? Because default is yes. So down under saying no, so no. See, I love it. I love it. Because I have no, yes, no to that. What did you hit last time? Okay. Okay, so that's that. And we got nothing on the screen. So let me turn off, shut down. Okay, turn that off. Turn this off. Add the following command in boot.config. Well, it's not a 7-inch screen. It's a 5-inch. So toxic with a whole bunch of letters. Did you ask ChatGPT? Did you ask an AI for that answer and copy paste it in here? Oh yeah, Moonraker. Yeah, you install Moonraker, you install Klipper, you install Moonraker, you install your, like, it's in order. You do Klipper, Moonraker, your interface, which in our case is mainsail, and then you do that. But see, like, it's showing text, so it's booting up normally. It's just once it gets to that final bit, it just doesn't load up the interface. It's always the gremlins. I know. I mean, here, let me just make sure. Okay, so the printer home, so we got that at least. Do you need an... I've never... Normally, Klipper screen just installs and goes. Like, I've never... Yeah, at least it's booting now. Like, it's more stable on the boot, which is good. Okay, was there settings in here for Klipper screen that I should play with? Klipper, Moonraker, Klipper screen installed. Like, are there settings I should play with Klipper screen? Like, let me see here. Installation, configuration. Usually you don't need to create a configuration file. Okay, but where is Klipper screen settings? The DSI. If it was the DSI cable though, wouldn't we get nothing? Like the fact that it's showing everything on the boot up and then it just doesn't actually load the interface. Like the screen is on. Try pressing 5. You mean S for settings? Because 5 is backup. Yeah, it's not the cable. Settings. Nope, that ain't it. Go troubleshooting has a guide for fixing this. Okay. Troubleshooting. Physical install, wrong frame buffer, screen rotation. Network physical install. Okay, I don't have a wave share. Klipper screen. We just installed it. So if we just installed it, it's the most up-to-date version. Okay, how do I disable system MD network then? How do I disable that? Don't knock it. How do I disable that? Sudo stm, okay. So copy. Oh wait, no, let me, that ain't gonna work. Whatever. Yeah, okay, quit. Boom! Oh yeah, we're on Wi-Fi. We're on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi's working. That's still not doing anything. Let's try a reboot. Shut down. Okay. Cursed, I tell you. Cursed. Okay, turn it on. Yeah, see, the screen is working. If it was a hardware issue, we wouldn't be getting this. If this breaks Wi-Fi, sorry. Yeah, don't skip ahead. Read the first part of the troubleshooting. So let's see here. Troubleshooting. Find Klipper log. Okay. System log. Screen shows console instead of Klipper screen. It doesn't even show the console. It doesn't show this login. The last thing it does is it puts a little like tick up here and then it goes away. Okay, lights are on. Okay. So Wi-Fi works. So Wi-Fi works. So Wi-Fi works. Okay, cannot open virtual cont. Okay, so let's check the log here. Klipperscreen.log. .conf. There's klipperscreen.conf. Okay. logs, Klipper.logs, system logs. Go to the bottom. Nothing in here. It's just repeating over and over. Yeah, it's just the same thing over and over. Could there be an old screen config? I don't think there's any screen config in here. Config. Display. Like there is a display section. This is all pinout stuff because I was using, I mean, I could just delete all this. I don't think this is doing anything. Because that's just a display. Yeah, nothing on the screen. Comment not delete. Well, I'm not using that anymore. That was for this screen. That was for this screen, which we're not using anymore. Plus, I have all the configs backed up. So worst case, I can always just pull it from one of the backups. Okay, so that looks okay. Screen shows console instead of, well, it's not doing that. It's showing nothing. It's showing nothing. It's on, but it ain't showing anything. If you see this line in the system logs, cannot open virtual content. No screens found. So the log isn't showing any of that. I didn't download it. Sending it to HDMI. It shouldn't be doing, I mean, is there machine clipperscreen.conf? Do not edit below this line. Nothing in there. Log, Klipper screen log. Save def. So it starts here. It just repeats the same thing over again. So let's go to the bottom because that's probably the newest one. Like nothing here. Initializing panel menu, making main menu. Current, like this looks all normal. Yeah, it's not outputting. Screen is always black or white, no signal. If the screen never shows the console even during sub. Okay, no, that's not right. Screen shows colors or no signal when idle. Only, okay, if Klipper screen settings find. Okay, we don't have that. Touch issues, network panel. I see the desktop instead of the Klipper. Other issues. Remove Klipper screen and reboot. I mean, we could. And there's systems STL for you Linux nerds that know this stuff. Wow, this is a lot. Look at all this stuff. I don't know what I'm looking at all. Oh, click the power button. Active running. Reboot Klipper screen. Nothing. Yeah, the service is running. It is running. Like, it's not even showing the console. Wrong frame buffer. Okay, if you have multiple frame buffers, you may need to fix this. Oh, wait, no. 116, sorry. Yeah, you're not going to find anything. Quit trying. Quit trying to SSH to that. There's nothing there. Control X. How do you... There you go. 116. Too many cooks in the kitchen right now. Too many cooks in the kitchen right now. Raspberry, come on. Okay, what is... You're right here, 192. SSH pi at that. Raspberry. Okay, there we go. Okay. Control C, okay. So what did you want me to do, Apulo? Wrong frame buffer. I mean, permission denied. Copy. Dev FP0. What? Okay, I see FP0. If you only see one, for example, then this is not the issue. Oh, go to troubleshooting. Shit. Okay, if you only see one, then that's not the issue. Shit. Okay, well, first steps. Shit. Okay, I'll try this random command that somebody's putting in chat here. I don't know what it does, but we will try this. Cool. What does that do? Klipper screen service failed, result in exit code. Gets logs, there we go. It's crashing. How is it crashing? Why is it crashing? Shift G to go to the bottom. This is it. This is it right here. Yeah. We've already tried uninstalling it and reinstalling it, so that didn't work. Yeah, we're at the chat is spewing random commands, and I'm trying them section of the system log. Okay. Nothing in there for screen. So Klipper screen isn't loading properly. Try the other SD card. Did Trixie change anything like X server? I don't know. This is just a fresh install of Klipper. This is a bog standard fresh install of Klipper through chow. Cat var log. Woo! Or running random commands that people have told me to run. Okay, how do I get out of here? Yeah, run. Control C. There we go. Okay. Copy. Paste. Woo, look at all this stuff. That's all fine. Okay. Start X without problems. Okay. Something went sideways with... D message. Where's DSI? Jeez. Wow, look at all this stuff. I don't know what it is. No crashes in D message. Okay. Are we at this point yet? Sudo raspi config. Well, here's the thing. I don't think sudo raspi config. Like, display options. It's all default. Base options, like it's... What is that? Virtual SD card path, display, G-codes, display, pause, resume. What is that, B Metcalf? What are you spamming there? SD card virtual. I mean, we have virtual SD card stuff in here, don't we? Is it you don't need Klipper screen in printer.cfg. Klipper screen is its own thing. I have never had to set up Klipper screen. On pretty much every other printer that we've built recently that has a touchscreen, you just install Klipper screen and it just boots up normally. Like Klipper screen just turns on. Like you shouldn't have to configure Klipper screen. In a perfect, like if it's normal, it just installs and it boots up. So there shouldn't be a config thing that I need to faff around with, especially printer.cfg. Klipper screen is its own thing. You just install it and it's there. I know, because I've had to connect to Wi-Fi through it before the printer setup. Trixie changed something. Ah, shit. Okay, Klipper screen. Trixie. Nothing showing up with Klipper screen and Trixie. We tried uninstalling and reinstalling Klipper screen. Yep, we've tried that. Trixie's kind of been around for a bit too, right? Like we shouldn't. Here, 1 second. XL. Okay, so the Venture XL is on Bookworm. Because when we set the Venture XL up with Bookworm, we literally just installed... Yeah, Trixie and Klipper screen work fine. Yeah. Why is... This is so weird. I mean, there's some packages I can upgrade. Fuck it, might as well. There shouldn't be a typo. You click 7 in Chow, you select Klipper screen, you hit enter, enter, it installs, and you move on with your life. Like, that's it. And yes, we installed Klipper screen through Chow. Like, we did this like I've done it a million times. It's just not working. Like, what I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna update it. Doubt this will do anything, but we'll update it. I'll reboot it. If that doesn't work, I will uninstall Klipper screen, reboot it, try a different control board. It shouldn't be a control board thing. I mean, it's plugged into a, it's a Klipper screen. It's a screen plugged into a Raspberry Pi. We keep skipping reading the system log. Like, do you want the Clippy log? FB Turbo. I don't even know what FB Turbo is. What is FB Turbo? I mean, didn't we go through the log and people are like, no, the Linux system log. Oh. FB Turbo failing undefined symbol. Okay, in the log. Okay, let's see here. Your system doesn't seem compatible with that you have installed. Okay, so let's try this. Do I run through DSI? Some screens I use DSI, some I use HDMI. I've never had this issue. Normally it just turns on. The worst that I've had it happen is the screen's upside down or something. Okay, so I'll open this big ass, try and copy and paste this whole thing. Copy. Finish. Okay, let it finish updating here. Didn't I plug the screen? No, the screen's plugged in. If the screen wasn't plugged in, it wouldn't be on right now. It's on right now. It's just displaying black. It's on. You can see it's on. HDMI is better. Okay. We don't have an HDMI screen. The screen works. On boot up, the screen works. It displays all your boot up shit. It's just when it gets to the point of the system booting up where it's like, okay, I'm gonna load Klipper screen, it just goes, nothing. So it's a software issue. It is not hardware related at all. There's no, there was for a little bit and then it just goes away. Yeah, it's a software issue. There isn't any hardware issue here. I mean, at the rate we're going, the stupid print will be done. We're going to be doing the giveaway in 8 minutes, so if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker Filament, this has been such a fun stream today. I was like, yeah, you know, we'll have a nice easy Friday. I'll reinstall the firmware, get that going. We'll get that installed, and then tomorrow we can play around with the VVD, but no! Klipper screen doesn't want to work. And we kind of need that, apparently, because I've had a lot of people say you should probably have Klipper screen. I don't know. I told it to update everything, so it's updating stuff. So I don't know if I should, you know, I don't fuck it. I'll just gonna run this command that somebody wants me to run. Whatever. Fuck it. Boom. Okay, so move that to the logs. So I gotta wait for this to finish. It's just weird that this is a fully fresh install of Klipper through Chow, which I've done dozens of times, and it's just all of a sudden not working. So. The Klipper screen gives you the option to handle stuff, yeah. Yeah, I'll dump the log in the Discord. There's nothing in there I have to censor, I don't think. I mean, worst case scenario, you get the Wi-Fi password to the network in my garage that only printers are on. So if you happen to ever figure out where I live and drive by my house, congratulations, you can log on to the network with the printers. And not do much. Okay, so that's done. Packages are updated. Everything is up to date. Temperature limit active. How is that oh, because the fans aren't on, that's why. Because the Pi was actually working. Okay, logs. So where's this new log? There is no log here. Where did I copy that log to? Printer, logs, Klipper screens. I don't see it. Show hidden files. Where's that log file? Probably on, well, no, we moved it to printer data log. Oh, on a main sale. Oh. How the fuck do I get that? Do I gotta, yeah, you know, 7-inch, now it's 5-inch. Just remove everything after that, yeah. Klipper screen service, loaded, active, running. There you go. Sudo apt-get install service x surface org legacy. Okay, well, B-Dog, you're a knowledgeable individual. Let's see if this works. Fun times. Let's see what happens now. See, it works. The screen works. It's talking to the Raspberry Pi. It's just software side of things, it's not working. What if it's an auto screensaver? That would be a weird setting. Why would that setting be enabled? Like, everything's installed default. Don't put that shit in the chat. Yeah, so we're gonna not pay attention to B-Dog now. So what's it saying right now? Yeah, so I got a little line in the corner. I got like a little itty bitty line in the corner, and that's it. And then the line goes away. So, yeah. So it shows like a little line in the corner, and then it goes away. Yeah, it was a screensaver. It would do something when I touch it. Ah, fuck. I don't know what to fucking do. I don't know what to do. The printer's working. Printer's working. Printer works. Oh, what is it? Raspberry config. Yeah, I'm going to Raspberry config. raspi underscore config. Oh, sudo raspi config. Sudo raspi config. Okay, what is it? Advanced options. Wayland. Switch between X and Wayland. We are on X. Or X11. So we're in X11 there. Klipper screen log. Like everything looks normal here. We've already gone through this. Go to display. Wayland is a newer one. Should I switch over to Wayland? Okay. Oh, hey, nothing on the screen. Wow, nothing. Display. It's under scan, screen blanking. Like, I don't want to enable screen. Okay, disabled. BNC resolution. Okay, cool. That's normal. Like, nothing is out of the ordinary here. Display video, no. Like, yeah, nothing is out of the ordinary here. Like, everything is working normally. Is X server running? I don't know. Sure, maybe. Everything was set up like you would normally set up chow Klipper. So if there's like some random variable that should have been turned off or on, it should have been. It needs to be. We didn't change anything. Like, here, you know what? Fuck it. Just because we got too many cooks in the kitchen. Wayland, there. It is active. Oh, we are on. Wait. So right now we are on Wayland. Should I try X11? Let's try X11. Okay. There. X11. Yes, reboot. Sure. Let's see what we get. So it's doing the same thing it did last time. So it was on Wayland. Now we're switching to X11. B-Dog, have you been here since the beginning of stream? It's a DSI. I've said that several times. Oh, hey, nothing. Surprising. Oh, it's in a boot loop now. Fucking awesome. And now we're boot looping. Yay! 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 Oh, what's it saying? What's it saying? Yeah. Oh. Huh? Well, we got a whole bunch of nothing. Do do ba da ba 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 ba. Okay, let's do the giveaway. Who wants to do a giveaway? Let's do a giveaway. You got 2 minutes. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description. Enter below. I need the bracket. Where'd I put the bracket for that? Yeah, that is a Kingston SD card. Oh, that's why that didn't work. I threw it onto a blanket, just so you're aware. I threw it onto a blanket over there. It's not like I threw it into the fucking, onto the ground. I love how people are giving me advice still in chat after I ripped the Raspberry Pi out and threw it across the room. Did you try running this command? Run this command. Kind of hard to run the command when the Raspberry Pi has been ripped out and thrown across the room. Yep, I'm going to swap this to a Pi 4 and do a full fresh reinstall. I'm going to swap it to a Pi 4, do a full fresh reinstall. So I'm going to go find a Pi 4, swap that to a full fresh reinstall, try a different SD card, fully different setup. Something flew off that when I threw it, and I don't know what. That's a little confusing. I'm gonna have to print a new one of these. Yeah, I gotta print some new Pi brackets. We need proper power, none of this GPIO stuff. It should have enough voltage. Okay. I mean, I have a 5-volt power supply I could use if I need to. Hopefully that problem flew off. Yeah, I don't know what actually flew off. Something flew off when I threw it. Let me go take a look. What flew off? Was it just a piece of plastic? I think it was just a piece of plastic. I unplugged everything. Oh, it was a screw. It was just a screw. Okay. Yeah, the GPIO power is fine. I've got, not this one. I don't know. I got a bunch of printers running Octopi's plugged in by GPIO for power. Is this something? No, this is some random like niche thing. This is not a, this is a mellow screen. This is an Octopus Pro. This setup is not current at all in any way. It's not the fall that kills you, it's the sudden stop. Exactly. Also, for the record, if you are curious, I threw it onto that blanket over there. So it's not like I yeeted it across the room. I literally just chucked it onto the blanket and it landed on the blanket. So yeah, it's still good. It's just a little airborne. It's still good. It's still good. Okay. Send it. It sounds like a power issue. Will it boot without the screen? This is how I know you just came into chat. It's been booting up fine. This printer runs fine. It's just Klipper screen ain't working. And it's not, the screen is still staying on. It's just not displaying the right output. Entirely a software issue. It's entirely a software issue. And yes, I know, OBS crashed for a second there. Okay, let's do this stupid giveaway. Let's do this stupid giveaway. That's enough faffing around with this printer. Let's do this stupid giveaway. Link to sheets. Create. Who wants to win some filament? Copy that. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove all variables from the equation, put a new Raspberry Pi in there, a newer Raspberry Pi, and do a full fresh install of chow with everything. So glad that this is why we do, if you're new to the channel and you don't know how we do things here, everything we do is live. I don't do pre-planning. I don't have some assistant build the printer for me and I do a video on it like some other YouTubers. Everything we do here is live. So, and we go into it with no prep work, because when you're doing it at home for the first time, you're also doing it at home for the first time. There's no point in showing people instructionals in a curated walled environment, okay? That's not how the world works. You're not always doing everything in a perfectly curated environment with live video, with editors and whatnot. You're having to figure it out on your own. Watch. Marbles ain't gonna load today now. Yep, Marbles is crashed. Just my luck. Seriously. Frickin' Bill Gates. Seriously, how is... It's just one of those days. Okay, Marbles. Down detector has a bunch of stuff down right now. Okay. Do you just have down detector loaded up? How do you know that off the top of your head? Okay. 277. Random. Bots. 277. Anyone win any medals yet in the Olympics? It started today. He is down detector. DMs are open. Cheers. I know, I really hate it when something that should be nice and simple just doesn't. Like, for those that have never played, who understand what the problem is, Klipper screen is one of those things you just hit a button during your install and it just works. You shouldn't have to faff about with it, especially on like modern hardware. It should just work. You shouldn't have to be faffing about with shit. It's usually like really odd, weird niche cases. And the fact that the screen is working but not working is something odd. So, okay, how this works is if you win, you get a free spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball and you win, you get a free hat. Who is this? Mad Menno, 1984. If you win, you get a free hat. Good luck. It expands on X11 working, which it should, because that's like the default setup, right? Nothing we're doing is out of the ordinary. We did a fresh install of Klipper, or of Raspberry OS Lite, like Chow recommends. Then we installed Klipper. Then we installed Mainsail. Then we installed Klipper screen. And then Moonraker. Like, we did everything normally, so it should just work normally. And then the fact it's not working normally means something is not right. And it shouldn't, because ooh, Beep Dog's in the lead. See, he's been helping all stream, and for that, the god of the balls, or, well, he's been cursed now. You lost all your momentum. Light DM config. Okay, but why would that be missing? In a fully, like, default setup install, why would something that it needs be missing? It shouldn't be. Yeah, this is the second time in like 2 weeks that the person I picked is in the lead. But the last time they bipped it at the end. Is it hat time? I don't know. It might be hat time, boys. There's still a lot of the map left. We might, if today we get a hat. If I lose money on the stream today. Okay, well, wow, your name's too long. Person who said the DT overlay, post a fix to it on the Discord. And tonight or tomorrow when I try to fix it, if it works, you will get a thumbs up. And if it doesn't work, and then it don't work. You didn't see it before. Would you like to build an Arctos robot arm for content? I mean, the kit shows up, sure. Jeez, look at everyone falling. Oh, Mad Menno, you might. Oh, wait. Oh, no, no, no. We got some snipers. We got some snipers. We got some people who sniped ahead. Oh, oh, Captain Caveman. Oh, you got to make the jump. Oh, it's a jump. It's a jump. It's a jump. Captain Caveman with the win. No hat. No hat. No hat. Captain Caveman. There you are. Really? You want me to do that on stream? I mean, we have done it on stream a couple times. Never gonna be hat winner. I know, it's cursed. It's cursed, I tell ya. Somebody will win. Somebody has to win one day. I mean, it's a 1 in 200 chance that I pick your name, and then if I pick your name, it's just a 1 in 200 chance of winning. Roughly 200 to 300, depending on how many people enter. Like, it's not crazy high. You've had mixed results with Light OS. I'll put the normal, like, I think the Light OS just doesn't include, like, the graphical stuff, right? Like, isn't the Light OS for Klipper, it's recommended to use the Light OS because you're not installing stuff like the desktop environment. You don't need the desktop environment. So I think the Light OS just skips the desktop environment, which you don't need. So there's no point in installing it. It's never been an issue before. It's never been an issue before. That's the thing. Like the Venture XL on the other side of the room. 2 months ago, we did a full fresh install of Klipper, exactly the same, and everything just worked. So I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. So yeah, a lot of people just do light, just do bullseye. Well, when you select it, can you select like the older version? X11 is still used for chaos screen. Yeah. Okay, there's the winner. Anyways, I'm gonna faff around with this tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna put a Pi 4 in here. We'll try some other stuff. If it works, it works, and hopefully it works. The guy who won, email is on the way, so congratulations, Captain Caveman. Your email should arrive soon. Okay, we're gonna call it there. Yeah, the resolution was fine. I'm gonna go make dinner. I am hungry. We'll have that fixed. So hopefully, I want to make plastic boat. I just want to make plastic boat. I'll swap the cable out for a shorter one too. So we're gonna call it there. Shout out to, I mean, I was going to shout out BigTreeTech because they sponsored the VVD, but we didn't get to that yet. Shout out to Blankets. They're really good at catching hardware that you get angry with and throw across the room. I switched from a DSI to HDMI to check on that. Too bad the screen don't have HDMI. And we know this screen works because this screen was in another printer working just fine. So, yeah, we don't have HDMI. We can't do HDMI. We gotta do the C. We gotta do the C, not HDMI. So, shout out to Polymaker for the spool of Filament giveaway this stream and every stream. Also, shout out to GamerSubs for keeping me hydrated during this stream. Check them out. Link in the description below. Use code Canuck on some of them to save some money. And for those that donate to the channel, donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became a member of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create. Without your continued support, you make it all possible. So yeah, I'm going to swap this to a Pi 4. and then do all the reinstall. And hopefully we can actually faff around with this tomorrow, because I want to make a plastic boat. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. Enjoy the Olympics, because I guess that started today. And I will see you all in the future. Good night.